G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my NRL 2021 halfway season review. I can't believe we're here. There is so much to talk about in this video, from some unforgettable games that we have seen already in the 2021 season to the NRL Crackdown, the highs and lows. There have been some fantastic player debuts to get through. Some teams that are settling themselves as contenders and some teams that have been exposed. And in this video, we're going to be speaking about it in depth. I'm really excited to get through this. Basically, all 16 teams, where they're at, and those who have just debuted and shocked us all. So guys, let's start off with some of the debuts in the 2021 season. On my screen, as you can see, Rhys Walsh. For me, he's up there for Rookie of the Year. He's forced Roger Tuivasa-Sheck out of that fullback position, playing out of his skin for a New Zealand Warriors team that are currently sitting a part of the top 8, which I don't think everybody had them there, but he has just been in some fantastic form. He's been a revelation for the side. It was a mistake for the Broncos to release him. Joseph Sawali, one of the most hyped debuts I've ever seen. Joseph Sawali, at 17 years old, made his debut against the Brisbane Broncos 2 weeks ago. He had an okay game. I thought he was decent, but not worth all that talk. I tell you what, all that talk paid off against the Raiders. He scored his first NRL try. Not only that, he just has a different play style about him. And while we're on the Roosters, what about Sam Walker? For Luke Keary to go down and the halves to be mixed for the Sydney Roosters, Sam Walker is in some fantastic form and was definitely a smoky for Origin going into it. Some honourable mentions, I think Hylam Lukey had a really nice debut for the North Queensland Cowboys against the Newcastle Knights. There have been plenty of fantastic debutants throughout the year. Some players just haven't lived up to the hype. Jake Simpkin has been great for the West Tigers as well. He's had a bit of game time. Zach Sadler is one I wanted from the Manly Seagulls to make his debut, and it has finally happened. There's been some great stories, and I think there's plenty more to come as we reach the halfway mark. I would like to know who your Rookie of the Year is. I can't believe I forgot to mention Dane Laurie. We've been treated to some fantastic games to start the year. In round 2, game 1, the Parramatta Eels defeated the Melbourne Storm in rainy conditions at Bankwest against all odds, 16 points to 12, in what was considered, besides Harry Grant, a full-strength Melbourne Storm side. It was a fantastic game of football and definitely goes down so far as one of the games of the year. It was a really rainy round in round 2, but it was memorable. Thursday night the next week, you had the Panthers and the Storm. The Storm technically almost winning this one in the final seconds made it unforgettable after Kurt Capel scored a match-winning try, keeping it to 12-10, a fantastic game of footy. Underdogs, the Rabbitohs, played against the Sydney Roosters in the regular season, beating their rivals 26-16, followed by a cracker, Raiders and Warriors. The Raiders led this game 25 points to 6 going into halftime and ended up blowing it 31 points to 34. An absolutely unforgettable game and showing that the Warriors are truly a different side this season. Fast forwarding to round number 5, when the Sydney Roosters came back to beat the Canal Sharks 26 points to 18. Fantastic game of football. The Sharks looked like they were home, but unfortunately they won't. Tommy Rodonigas's death rocked the rugby league world on the 11th of April. The West Tigers at Leichhardt against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys win at Leichhardt 34-30 for the first time in 20 years in that match. Kalen Ponga scores a match winner in round 6 at Newcastle. The Knights beat the Sharks 26 points to 22. One of the upsets of the year at the time, on the 17th of April, the Manly Seagulls defeat the Gold Coast Titans 36-0. Tom Trbojevic being back into this side, rejuvenated Manly looks so different. And then you had this game. What a cracker. full-strength South Sydney against the struggling West Tigers. The Rabbitohs able to level it up with an Adam Reynolds 2-point field goal. Classy match. The West Tigers would score a runaway try after George Burgess declared a knock-on in Golden Point, but hang on, the bunker checked it and the ball was grounded. Rabbitohs 18, Tigers 14. I feel like this game will really go down as history for a long time. We were treated to that game in round 6. The following round, we were treated to a fantastic game between the North Queensland Cowboys and the Canberra Raiders, where the Cowboys win at home, 26 points to 24. We've seen the Raiders form slump, but we all thought they were going to win this game, and they pulled off an upset. The Cowboys at home looked the goods. When you're down by 20 at halftime, you honestly think you're out of the game. Not for the North Queensland Cowboys at Central Coast Stadium on the 2nd of May. They may have lost the game 24 points to 20, but they did a really good fight against the New Zealand Warriors. The Warriors' defence was pretty poor in the second half, but I think it makes it quite memorable, and it's one of the best games of the year. One of the worst games of the year I'm going to talk about here. On the 21st of May, the Sharks and the Dragons. The Sharks win 13-12 in Golden Point. Absolute shocking football. Terrible game. But let's talk about the 22nd of May, because you Broncos fans want something to be happy about. What about an 18-point victory over the Sydney Roosters? I think the refereeing for the most part was pretty poor, but I tell you what a game of footy from the Brisbane Broncos. They look like a different side to what we've seen all year. Last round, we were treated to a game that almost went to Golden Point. The Cowboys win 29 points to 28. It was a thrilling game that went back and forth after halftime, and the Cowboys sealed the deal at home once again in a fantastic victory. As for that, the Knights and Sea Eagles over the weekend was also a fantastic game, and I think those are the games that are worth talking about so far. Throughout the season, plenty of clubs have made some great signings. The Brisbane Broncos, nonetheless, with Adam Reynolds from the South Sydney Rabbitohs on a 3-year deal. It's a huge signing that will fix a halves pairing that has seen 13 different halves combinations in a 2-year period. They've also signed strong, experienced centre Brenko Lee from the Melbourne Storm, which is not a bad signing. But Adam Reynolds is undoubtedly one of the best signings of the year. As for other signings, I'm just double checking for teams. The Raiders haven't really made none. The Bulldogs signed Addo Carr, but it was technically announced last season, so I don't think that one counts. They've also signed Brent Naden from the Panthers, and it stopped Brent Naden from getting a starting side in the Panthers. The Canal Sharks yesterday made a huge signing, which is Nicho Hynes until 2024. He's been in some great move, and the Sharks look like they're ready to play finals footy once again in 2022. Don't write them off this year, but I just don't think the team's got it, but they've made some great signings nonetheless. There haven't been too many signings in regards to other clubs going, just re-signing, but these two are definitely worth talking about. The other one that's worth talking about, now that I remember it, is Jackson Hastings and Oliver Gildart, both from the Super League Wigan Warriors, coming to the West Tigers in 2022. Can they return to finals football? I don't know, but there has been some good signings, and these are the ones that really threw out at me. There's no doubt that we jumped on Peter V'landys as we looked forward to the May 28 restart during a pandemic season that was affecting the entire world, and when rugby league returned, it was watched by the whole world that season. However, Peter V'landys this year has come into the light for other reasons. There's been an NRL crackdown, as we've seen. Referees off high tackles, giving away penalties now, giving away sin bins, the ability to send players off the field if they feel fair. It is the right decision in regards to the players' safety, but the way that fans were spoken to mid-season, which is pretty much now, during the Magic Round was pretty terrible. The crackdown began in Magic Round and we had 14 sin bins and 2 send-off. It was absolutely crazy to watch live, and I just don't know the direction that the NRL is going to head. And if you guys are going to turn the TV off, let me know, because I'm not going to do it anytime soon. I can understand where Peter V'landys is coming from, but at the same time we need to work together. The referees do a hard job as it is, guys, but keep in mind that we all get to have our say. And my say is that the NRL right now has gone a little bit soft. At the same time, you've got some fast-paced players banging against each other, and more talent than ever. So the NRL is definitely going to be exciting. I hope we can get through this crackdown without it affecting the game for the future, but I just don't know where it's going, and hopefully things get better as we move into the season. I just hope Origin isn't destroyed by it. We've already seen players miss out on Origin, including Josh Papali, Angus Crichton, and Victor Radley. So I really hope that Origin, we sit back, enjoy some big hits, obviously not too big, and we don't get the Oz tag out anytime soon. We were all convinced that the top sides and the bottom sides had a huge gap, and you can still argue that. But at the moment, we saw this round some upsets. We saw the Sharks defeat the Titans. We saw Manly, who have been in some great form, a rejuvenated side to go from the bottom of the ladder into the top 8, currently in 6th position, lose to the Newcastle Knights. They were at full strength as well. They obviously didn't get Curtis Sirenan back, but enough about the Sea Eagles. We've seen some upsets, and it means that the top 8 is well and truly still alive. The Sharks are coming for the 8, sitting in 12th at the moment, one win outside of the top 8. The St. George Illawarra Dragons sit in 8th position, and just like me, I'm sure a lot of you had them as your wooden spooners. Can they finish in the 8? It remains a question. They've got a pretty good draw to do so, but I don't think they will. The New Zealand Warriors sit in 9th and the Cowboys in 7th. I think it's pretty safe to say that the Sea Eagles are making the top 8 based on recent performances. The Titans have dropped into 10th. It's really worrying for the Gold Coast. Their defence has been absolutely shocking this season. Nowhere near as bad. I would say it's towards that bottom 4. But I'll tell you what, this ladder shocks me. The Raiders are below the Tigers. They currently sit in 14th. They must win games soon if they are to keep their season alive. But I definitely think the top 8's not set just yet. And I feel like if there's any team here that aren't currently there, they're sitting in 9th, I'd go with the Warriors. I think they've proved enough this year that they can compete against the top 8 sides. They've got a huge test next week against the Melbourne Storm, and I'm looking forward to this game. And guys, I'll be doing a giveaway for tickets to this game. The last thing I want to speak about is the Dalian Medal. The NRL Dalian Medal has been a fantastic part of the game. I love watching the Dalian Awards, and I really look forward to it in 2021. We're going into round 13, which means that all voting now goes behind closed doors. But who do we have currently? Nathan Cleary. He's been the player of the season, undoubtedly, on 21 votes. In second place, surprisingly, is the fullback from the Warriors, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. It's his final game of the NRL as he announced a cross-code switch in 2022. Breathing down Nathan Cleary's neck as Nathan Cleary enters the Origin arena is James Fisher-Harris. I feel like against his old teammate James Tarmo, he's be in for a big game and he could be literally 2 points away from Nathan Cleary next week. Also chasing Nathan Cleary on 15 points is Tom Trbojevic. He's been in some fantastic form and he's definitely a chance of getting it as well. Latrell Mitchell currently sits on 13 from his return from suspension, and that is the current top 5 with outsiders including James Tedesco, Will Kennedy, Ryan Pappenhausen, Adam Dewey and Scott Drinkwater. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We've had 12 great rounds of footy go past for the most part. We have had some bludgy games, but we've also had some memorable moments, and that's why it's definitely worth looking back on these. I may do another NRL ladder predictor soon. I keep trying to do it, and I had the Titans in the 8 at the start of the year, and I just don't know where they make it with the draw that they have. We have some big ins coming back this week, so I'm really looking forward to this week's game. The Tigers and the Panthers should be a great game. The Eels and the Knights on Sunday should be a great game. And as you've seen, go and check out my vlog for the Dragons and the Broncos. This video is being filmed before it, so unfortunately I don't know the result for the game, but this vlog will be out with this man on the left, Cody Ramsey, probably in for a big game. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel, guys. If you like this video, hit that like button. Leave your comment on the Rookie of the Year or just a generic video. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. I'll be doing a vlog for the Eels and Knights on Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you guys later.
So, Hayden, mate, you've got a big giveaway coming up within the next few weeks. Want to let the people know what it is and how they can win?
Yeah, guys, we are at the halfway mark of the NRL season, and I have loved doing giveaways on the channel. I've done some giveaways involving merch previously, so I thought it would be good to do something different. Next week is a huge game. which sees the New Zealand Warriors up against the Melbourne Storm at that stadium right there, the Central Coast Stadium. So I'm really looking forward to attending that one. I'm going to be giving away a double pass, so 2 tickets for 2 lucky people. If you want to come down from Sydney to the game, if you live on the coast, let me know. I'm going to be putting it with the tips for next round. So there's going to be a video showing you how to win. I still haven't completely thought about the process on how to win, but I think it's a great prize. Double pass to the Melbourne Storm, and the New Zealand Warriors get behind the